Thanks so much for coming back to Positively Tom and my next two guests. I'm extremely envious of them, what they have done. Spent a lifetime in football, and they've done something that you can talk to NFL players, which I have, and you can ask them about their background and from CYO to high school to the NFL, and to a person, very rarely does any of them have an undefeated season. I mean, in football, it's extraordinarily rare and really difficult to do. Well, I have two men sitting here, head coach Jason Mensing at Whiteford. Jace, thanks so much for being with us. Jesse Kiefer, undefeated in a regular season. Put in context, Coach Mensing, how hard that is to do, because I know in football, normally in a 10-game season, you can get the kids up emotionally 3 times, about 3 maybe. And then the rest of the time they got to do it on fundamentals and execution. So how hard is it to go through the regular season, the grind, to win every gosh darn game?
Yeah, I've been coaching for a lot of years and it's never happened. The interesting aspect of this year, and it was, every coach always says one game at a time,
right,
and focus.
When you do the interview, that's what you get.
We had so many challenges as the year went on, and so many unexpected challenges.
Give us some of them that you had to overcome, you and the kids.
I think in our scrimmage, we had 30 guys on the roster, and 16 of them could participate in the scrimmage because of injuries and whatnot, things like that. And then we had several kids out for the first 3 or 4 games, and we got a couple kids healthy, and then a couple more went down. And it was, and that creates a shuffle in positions, and you're moving your D end to free safety and your D tackle to middle linebacker, and you're not real confident going into every game when you're making those types of changes.
Let me say this though, Coach. I know you, and I know you as a player, a Hall of Famer at Adrian College. I know you as a coach, an incredible coach. You would use that as an opportunity, and you would use that as a teaching scenario to the next youngster that steps up. You see it as, we'll find another player, right? Am I right?
Yeah, that, and the other thing is it builds depth for later in the year.
Right.
Because now all of a sudden you have 2 guys that can play free safety, or as we found out in the playoffs, we would have a kind of a position of the week where, because of something unique they did offensively, we needed to have somebody who was kind of a hybrid type position.
Right.
And this young man who played D end and free safety and linebacker all of a sudden is the perfect hybrid player. So yeah, it certainly did pay off down the road. But when we were in the grind and we were going week to week to week, this year it was really the focus was that week because of all the challenges we had.
I need a little coach speak. You got a young man sitting next to you that you're very proud of. The entire Whiteford community, our BCSN network, is very proud. I know the caliber of the young man. I know what he's about in the classroom, in the community, on the football field, the leadership that he provides. And tell me if I'm wrong here, Coach. To me, Jesse Kiefer is a throwback to the old school football guy. He can run, he can catch, he can tackle, he can block. I mean, he pretty much can do anything you want on the football field. Give me some coach speak on Jesse.
Well, he's an amazing young man, as you said, and you got to start with his character, because his level of selflessness, his level of understanding what the bigger picture is very uncommon in today's youth. So you got to start there with him and who he is as a young man. But as a player, he has all the skill a boy could ever have. He can throw, he can catch, he can block, he can run.
Right.
Defensively, he was our hybrid guy that could play lots of different things. And there were weeks he played corner for us. There were weeks he was playing outside linebacker for us. He could do it all. He's a special teams guy, returning and coverage unit. And it's been a blessing to coach him for 3 years. Number one, because of his character. Because when you have a guy who's your best player who also has as good a character as anybody in the room, it's a good start to have.
Jess, that's got to make you feel good hearing that from the coach, right?
Yeah, very good.
But Jess, I got to tell you something. I was surprised. I was privileged to come out and do your game, one of your playoff games. It was an incredible atmosphere. It was like a Rockwellian experience. All the people. You've got the woods on both end zones. The moon was, if you remember, the moon was coming up, one of those full moons between the woods, and all the people were wrapped around the ropes, besides in the stands. It was so cool. But Jess, I'm going to tell you, you ain't that big. I kept saying, I'm looking at you and I'm going, this young man plays much bigger than he is. How have you been able to do that, Jess? Because when you're on the football field, you play big.
You can't really think about size at that point. You just got to worry about how hard you play that play. And, you can't, what I did my sophomore year, I still remember it. First time being on varsity, I would look at the guy I was blocking and be like, oh man, But going through that, I realized that if you get low enough, if you work hard enough and you just do your job how the coaches teach us, you'll be successful.
Jess, what does it mean to you to be? I know everybody in school looks up to you. I mean, before the game, I heard, I'm sitting in the stands just waiting for the game to get ready to go, and you hear kids talk, and the way that the kids spoke about you was so complimentary and so respectful. A lot of times peers among peers, this guy thinks he's this or that. It was incredibly nice. How does that make you feel when the kids look to you that way?
It makes me feel great. Just like Coach said, I try to make my character as good as anyone can see, and I just try to be able to be a leader and show that I care for the community. I don't want to be that guy that
right.
just cares about himself. And I, also going with youth football camp, in the summers, and going out and bringing awareness to that, helping out the young guys, learn about football, and that's just, that's even greater than being able to play, is spreading awareness about football too. That's great.
Guys, really, on behalf of all the gang here at Positively Tom and BCSN, the thrills that you provided for us on the BCSN network, I can't tell you all the emails and all the comments about Whiteford football, about how much class that your coaching staff has, you have, Coach, your players, Jess. It has just been a remarkable experience to follow, and we couldn't be happier for you, and we congratulate you on just a season that Whiteford will never forget. Congratulations to you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Big man, we're going to get you to put on 20 pounds, I guarantee you. But you don't need it. It doesn't make any difference. Congrats.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Positively Tom.